All right, finally a crystal that is somewhat worth keeping. I like how it turned out yellow and blue. It looks kind of like the flag for Ukraine, and we commiserate a year since the devastation over there. I want to point out something that I noticed when we first went into war with Ukraine that really kind of upset me, but taught me about how things work. I had woken up and learned that gas prices had jumped about $1 a gallon overnight. And on the radio, the one of the one of our leaders, I can't remember if it was the state governor or it might have even been Let's Go Brandon, had said something to the effect that we all have to share some sacrifice to cut Russia off of their oil profits. And I thought it was very reminiscent to just 2 years earlier how we all had to share some sacrifice and not go to our favorite hangouts or go to the office to work. It was very reminiscent of that. Okay, so at the time I didn't have a very lengthy commute, so I kind of accepted it. In fact, I lived out of my car, and I had a favorite parking spot that was near my workplace. And it was springtime. I wanted to get some exercise. I was walking to work a lot during that time, and for quite some time, my car hardly even moved. So I remember thinking, this isn't a sacrifice. I need to exercise. Now, one day I had gone to Walmart. I was living out of my car, so I often go to Walmart to just take a towel and to take and wipe down, almost like a bath. And as I pull into the Walmart parking lot, I see somebody idling their car engine. And it was a pretty decent sized car, too. It wasn't like your typical sedan, it was like an SUV. And he must have been using probably a gallon every half hour, I want to say. I go inside to take my quote unquote bath. I come out and he's still idling his car. I'm like, gee, have you lost your mind? How are you affording this? That's what I'm thinking to myself, and I wave at him, I say hello, and don't you think we should turn off the car? I mean, nice weather out here. And I thought for sure, I kind of armed myself to just in case he gets aggressive. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, I wasn't feeling unsafe or anything, but I was kind of prepared for some kind of encounter. To my surprise, he goes, oh yeah, and he turns off the car. And I got even more disappointed at seeing that because it made me realize that he isn't even being arrogant or anything. He's just being completely ignorant and living on autopilot and living mindlessly. And things like that drive me nuts because so many of our problems exist today because of mindless living. We mindlessly eat, we mindlessly get married, we mindlessly do a lot of things that are not in our best interests and in the interests of everybody else, and it just really disappointed me when I saw that. And I vowed to live much more mindfully and deliberately after I saw what had happened with both COVID and the war in Ukraine. Anyway, that was a big wake-up call for me. I used to mindlessly eat a lot. I used to mindlessly date, and these last 3 years have taught me to be much more mindful.